Welcome to Ladies Kicking Ass, the no BS podcast for fierce, unstoppable women in the service industry. We're here to talk bold moves, big wins, and real talk on what it takes to build a life and a business you love. Let's get fired up. Hey, badasses, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're going to have a fun one. I have been trying to get this guest on my podcast for, I don't know, what are we, 152 episodes in? And today she luckily said yes. I think she wanted to come see the new studio more than anything, but she actually agreed. And y'all know her probably a little bit because I talk about her so much on the podcast. But today, my daughter, Ayzli Butcher, is joining me on the podcast. I'm super excited to have her here. Ayzli is 15 years old. She is a sophomore in high school. We talk about all the good things that she's up to all the time. So we thought today would be a fun episode that we could actually have conversations back and forth that we could kind of get to know each other a little bit more with random questions, and you guys can get to know us a little bit. But we really want to dive into mamas that are building businesses, how they've done that with their kids, what their kids have learned from that, and just really that mother-daughter connection. My relationship with Ayzli is something that I hold most dear to my heart. And I'm going to try really hard today not to start crying, but I'm such a baby and I always do cry. She is one of the most important people in my life. And not only just because she's my daughter, she's my friend. And we have so much fun together. And as she's getting older, I just love to be able to see the things that she's interested in and really kind of some of those cool things, moms, that you know, that you say to your kids over and over and over again. And then you start seeing them behave in ways that you've been teaching them for years or role modeling for them. And it's just so cool to see that. So, Ayzli, welcome to the podcast today.
Hi.
She's very nervous, but we'll get into this and it'll be super fun. So tell people a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm 15. I have a brother that is younger than me and he's in 6th grade. And I have a very good bond with him. I have 2 dogs, Jax and Roxy, and they're my babies and they're very spoiled.
Yes, they are. They get lots of jerky treats.
And new beds all the time.
Yes. They're little weenie dogs. They're like almost 11 years old. Can you believe that?
Yeah. They don't
September.
seem 11 though. Like,
I
they're
know,
so
but they're nice and
still.
they're nice and gray. They're getting gray and it's kind of sad.
Okay. Under Jax's little beard.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay, well, that's all right, because we're going to dive into some questions, and we're going to have a little icebreaker around here so you guys can get to know a little bit about both of us, which will be fun. So tell me, Ayzli, what is one of your favorite foods?
One of my favorite foods, I'd probably say, is around, like, pasta.
Yes.
Because I eat that a lot, and it's, like, such a wide variety.
You are
like,
a
it's
pasta
just
head.
very good every time.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite show or movie you're into right now?
Ooh, we just finished Ransom Canyon. Is that what it's called? On Netflix. Stellar.
Good.
So good. So good. If you're a Josh
good.
Duhamel fan, I highly, highly recommend. It's very good.
It's very good.
Okay, I have a question for you. What's one thing that always makes you laugh?
I think one thing that always makes me laugh is, like, when we're doing Snapchat filters.
Because she's an ass and she always puts the ugliest Snapchat filters on me.
It's just so funny.
And then she randomly sends them to me later.
Yeah, I sticker them. Like, when she tells me no, I just put it on top of it.
Yeah, she sends me a sticker of my face. And it's like half monkey, half human or something. Or I'm bald. Like, my worst fear is being bald. And I always have a bald filter on.
It's okay.
But it is funny.
It is funny.
And I love that we do that
and
together.
We always do that.
What is, if you could go anywhere in the world, what is one of your dream vacation spots?
I really want to go to Bora Bora. I just want to go somewhere very tropical, and I feel like...
So why Bora Bora?
It's so pretty.
And it sounds fun.
And it sounds like...
And
Like, I'm going to Bora Bora.
Yeah, I think they have like little huts or like houses or whatever they are out there that are like in the ocean.
Yeah.
That you like walk out on a forever long like deck.
That.
That would be super cool.
Anywhere tropical, I feel, would be fun.
All right, all right. What's one song that you know every word to? I know there's a lot.
I feel like a lot of country music.
Okay.
Because that's what I've
What's your favorite
grown up
song
on.
right now?
Right now, Lady May by Tyler Childers.
Ooh.
Because I love him.
I like Tyler Childers too. If you haven't been to a Tyler Childers concert, highly, highly recommend. Ayzli and I are going to go see him. When's he going to be here? June?
June.
Ooh, we better get those
something.
tickets. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So, couple things. I want to jump into some questions talking about what we talked about in the intro here about things that have happened in our life, like what our relationship looks like, what it looks like to grow up with a crazy mom that's got a new business idea every other day, a mom that, albeit has been able to set mostly her own schedule to be able to be here for you kids. Still works an insane amount of time. Things that you've picked up on that, things that you're hoping to incorporate into your life someday. So are you cool with that?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question. What's one thing that you think adults don't understand about teenagers today?
I feel like something that most like parents don't understand or adults understand about teenagers is that like I feel like childhood right now is way different than how it was like for them, because like we have like all the technology and like all the internet stuff, and like social media is like a really big thing that I feel like some parents are like, well, it's not that hard, but like sometimes I feel like it is way harder because you can do one thing and then everybody at school can find out about it in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like it's just very like quick, but it can be like for the good or it could be for the bad.
Yeah. Have you had instances where it's been for the bad?
Yes.
Like what?
I feel like relationship wise, like things don't like end at a great way, that they think, oh, let's go post something about them and make them seem like the bad guy, when like really it was just like a mutual thing.
Sure.
So I feel like to like play victim, like either way, for like I feel like that's what a lot of girls go through like around my age, is like the relationship wise with boys.
And really it's none of anybody's friggin' business what is going on with that. There's no quiet breakup on a Saturday afternoon and nobody knows about it. You know, people can't just ask around at school anymore. Like it literally is going around all over the place.
Yeah.
And
you ask one question and everybody finds out that you asked that one question.
Yes. And do you think that keeps kids from being scared to ask questions or to do things?
I do. Because I feel like even like for instance, like someone asks one question, like anything, and then some person go ask the other person, and then it just like gets around like, oh, well, Ayzli asked this question.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, well, why is she asking that question?
It's
kind of like
the
very
telephone thing.
Yeah, circle.
Yeah, it just changes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like so many people that can be mean, and really like a bully when I went to school was like somebody that was like would say crappy things to you, or would, you know, be physically like the guys would actually get into a fight and it would be its thing. But now people can hide out on social media and talk crap about people and post crappy things about people and really say mean things. How do you think that has affected the teens of today's like mental health?
I feel like it's affected people like, or teens like negatively, because even like anything, like someone posts one thing, or like a cyberbully or whatever, like they post one thing and let's say their account's not who they actually are, like then you just know that this one person is like messing with you, but you have no clue who it is.
Yeah.
And then you can literally be walking down the hallway with them at school and have no clue that they're the ones that's bullying you, but you have no clue.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just affects negatively.
How do you avoid that as much as possible with your use of social media?
I feel like the best way that I try to is just try not to be involved in like the negative things. Like if there's like drama, I guess, going around at school. Like, I just try not to involve myself because there's just no point. Like, if I'm not in it, I'm not in it. If you're not, like, if you're in it and other people are trying to get in it, it's just like, tell them no.
Yeah. Not my
Stay out of it.
Not my deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I've taught my kids that from very young. And so if they probably said that out loud to people would be like, what the hell are you talking about? But honestly, it really is that. Like, is this your problem or is this your deal to bear? If it's not my monkey.
Yeah.
Let it go. You know, it's just been kind of a little thing that we've talked about. So
Yeah.
I think that's really, really important. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Welcome.
What's something you're proud of yourself for right now?
I feel like something that I'm proud of myself for right now would be, like, school-wise, because I've struggled in school, like, always being behind. And I feel like right now, like, all my grades are good. Like, I got into EVIT.
Yay!
For cosmetology.
What's EVIT?
EVIT is our, what does it stand for? It's our, like,
It's a technology
trade school.
college. Yeah.
Yeah, college. But I got accepted for junior and senior year of high school for cosmetology. So I feel like that's very fun, but also exciting to, like, be able to, like, work, like, before I'm even, like, in the job, like, world. Like, I have to figure out how to balance both schools. Like, EVIT is totally different from my school, like, high school. So, like, totally different platforms, different everything. I have to wear a uniform at EVIT. I don't have to wear a uniform at high school. So it's going to be very, like, how to balance it all out. So,
Well, you're very organized, so I'm sure you will do very well with that. It's also really giving you great job skills already because you have to figure out how to balance your job and your life and all those things too. So you're going into that as a junior in high school where many times, I swear to God, people can't do this when they come out of
15 years
college. Yes, at 15, you'll be doing this. So I'm very proud of you for that too.
Thanks.
If you could, so you're going to school for cosmetology. If you could create your dream job, what are you going to be doing?
So the plan is to go to EVIT and get my Cosmo license, and then I want to work under somebody for a little while just to, like, build it up and, like, the confidence in myself, like, just doing it, and then have my own space and rent out a spot and do fully on my own, and then eventually own my own hair salon and rent out booths, but also doing hair for, like, certain people.
Yeah.
And then fully, like, move out of it and teach classes, but I also want to specialize in extensions.
Yes.
So, like, do extension classes.
And ladies, if you have extensions, you know how freaking expensive those are.
Expensive.
So I'm super excited for her to start doing extensions. I'm investing in this for my own selfish gain.
Yes.
Thank you, Ayzli.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What is something you've learned from watching me work?
I feel like something I've watched, like, you working and learn from is that, like, everything can go two ways. Like, it can go uphill or downhill, but, like, there's always, like, a middle spot that you can come back to like, collect yourself from, I feel. Because, like, we've been through lots together, and we've been downhill. We've been at our peak right now, uphill. We've been right in the center. Like, I feel like to know that you have also somebody that even, like, to go up and down, like, that you have somebody right there with you.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's one thing that would make school more fun or useful in high school? Because I know we have conversations. I want to get some context around this one. Because we have conversations where we're like, why do they teach this in high school? Like, you're never going to freaking use this ever again. I feel like that in some of the stuff in elementary school. But they don't teach you the freaking lifestyle skills that you need to have a really prosperous life. Mindset, like how to control your finances, what the hell taxes are, how to start a business, you know, how the government really works, not just textbook stuff. Like, really, like, how do you find, what does success look like? You know, I think there's definitions of things that people kind of surmise from their environment. But what do you think could improve, like, your high school that you go to? for your life?
I feel like at school, I feel like we should have more options for, like, more real life stuff. Like, because I feel like, especially for, like, us EVIT kids, like, we don't need to take calculus, AP calculus. Like, there's no need for that if we're not going to college, like going to a university or anything, because we're just doing it through EVIT. So I feel like for, like, what I'm doing, I'm taking, like, my senior year, I'll be taking financial apps. So that's, like, all, like, real life stuff. Like, I know right now she's also my geometry teacher this year, so I know what they're doing. But they're learning about, like, car insurance, house insurance, like stuff like that. And I feel like that's, like, more useful than, like, making sure you can figure out the area of a triangle. Even though it's quite hard, but I feel like that's more useful. Like, I will use that long term than the area of a triangle. Unless you're actually going to do something for, like, your professional wise, like, you need to know the area of a triangle.
Sure.
Like, you should be able to just take that class with people that also are interested. But I feel like we should also have more options for kids that don't need it.
Yeah, so maybe just a little more flexibility in the schedules and what that looks like based upon the path that you want to go on in your life. I like that idea too. I really do like that idea too. What's something that you want us to do together before the end of 2025?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like something that would be fun for us to do or go do, I don't know. Go on a trip to somewhere. Like, somewhere we've never been.
Ooh. Do you have any ideas of where you would like to go?
Yes, Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh, just Hawaii. We're going to send you with Nicole.
I want to go with Nicole and
go
Willow.
With Nicole? Okay, perfect. That would be awesome. I would love to go to Hawaii because I also have not been to Hawaii. So that would be a really cool that would be a really cool trip for us to take. All right. Well, we could definitely plan some of those things, you know. I think that would be really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun.
Yes. Yes, yes. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
I feel like, what's the hardest part about being a mom and an entrepreneur at the same time?
Ooh, that's a really good one, and I think a lot of women struggle with that. So the question is, what is the hardest thing about being a mom and an entrepreneur at the same time?
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is truly just making sure that you're intentional with your time. So when I'm at work, I need to be at work and I need to be focused at work so that when I come home, I'm not still trying to think about work because I didn't get my work done and I'm taking away from my focus time with my family, with my kids. So I think that's the hardest part of that. I find great pleasure in doing both of those at the same time because I feel like it is truly a legacy that I'm creating and showing my kids what's possible, that I can be, you know, I was a single mom for, your dad's not in the picture. So for all intensive purposes, these children are still mine. I'm still their single parent.
Yes.
So still a single parent involved here. I have been able to create a business where I can work around what you kids are doing. So it's been very fulfilling to me. Like, I never wanted to be the parent that missed out on your play at 2:00 in the afternoon or your soccer game on Saturday or, you know, a band concert or volunteering in the school or helping with things and being a part of your lives because I worked for a business that wouldn't allow me to do that. My ultimate level of success is having freedom over my time to be the best mom that I can be and show up for that, because I didn't grow up with a mom that showed up to all of my stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I played sports games and things like that oftentimes nobody was there to support me. And in my head and in my heart, I never wanted my kids to be looking around to see if I was there supporting them. They knew I would be there supporting them. So that has been very, very difficult. But I think the only things I've ever missed is if I'm actually on a business trip somewhere, because if I'm here, I've never missed anything that my kids have been a part of.
Plus, I feel like even like being like the kid in that situation, like we've done both, like you've had your own thing and you've worked for someone, and like speaking as like the kid, like it's so much better when you're able to make your own calendar, because if I'm like, well, can you come pick me up right now? I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like earlier this week, and she was there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, when we didn't feel good, we were under a desk.
I still went and picked him up. I just hid him under my desk.
But we got it done. That's all that matters.
We had to do what we had to do there. So, I think a lot of working moms will resonate with that. And I think that's really why they do what they do, is because it is very important that we're there for our kids. But it's also important that we don't sideline what we want to accomplish with our careers and goals and building businesses or services for people and following our passion, because we're also demonstrating to our kids that you don't have to pick one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I feel like being able to go to some of, like, the bigger award things that you've done, like being in Titan 100 and, like, the Arizona Crisis Center's like party, like, seeing all those people, like, come together that are so, like, high up and all want the same things, like, it's kind of like, well, I want to be part of this. Yeah. Even though, like, we're just, like, younger kids or, like, teenagers, like, take your kids to it.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it opens our eyes a lot more.
Yes.
Like, this is life outside of high school. This is life, like, outside of...
A lot of people don't get exposed to that stuff till they're, like, well into their 40s and they have no idea. Like going to a networking event. Like the night we had, like, the wine and women thing at Thirsty Lion, you know. Yeah. Obviously, she's not drinking wine, people. But no. She's there and she's learning how to have conversations with adults, and she's always grown up with adults. And, like, it's not an awkwardness like, oh, I brought my kid. You know, like, everybody that was there, you knew a lot of the ladies that were there already, and they know you and they love you, and everyone's having conversations. But I've always tried to take you to places where you can see something bigger than I've ever been able to show you. Yeah. Or things that a lot of kids wouldn't be exposed to. It's super important that moms, if you get invited to things like this, women in business, take them to chamber meetings, take them to networking events, like, take them places where they can see what's possible. Because many times, if people can't see it being modeled, they think it's a pipe dream that could never happen for them.
Yeah. And I feel like especially, like, the difference is, like, between, like, me and my cousins, like, they don't live here. They live in a small town, like, very country lifestyle, and I'm here in the city. Like, they have no clue what life looks like out here. Yeah. Like they just don't.
They don't understand. I grew up in this small town she's talking about, so I know exactly what this is. And it's one of those things where, like, they don't understand the opportunities that are available in the world because they're never exposed to them. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Anything else you can think of?
No.
Okay. I got one last set of little things here that I want to rapid fire with you, because I want people to get to know you even more, because you have big goals and big dreams. And I'm very proud of you for being brave to get on this podcast today and have this conversation, because I have a feeling, I have a knowing that you'll be involved in a lot of these things as you grow up. Mm-hmm. And maybe you'll choose to have a podcast and interview women that are in the beauty industry and how they've been able to build businesses and what they've been able to create for themselves. Why is it important for you to go to EVIT, to get your cosmetology license, for you to be financially independent yourself? Why is that important to you?
I feel like I've seen so many people, especially recently, about, like, if something happens, like, oh no, what's going to happen? Sure. Like, where am I going to go? And I feel like you should be able to be like, okay, this happened, well, we'll just do this. And you feel confident in being able to just go and do that. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, oh no, where am I going to go? Like, a lot of, like, stress and, like, anxiety from being like, I don't know what's going to happen, compared to being, like, confident in yourself and being like, okay, well, we can just go do this. Sure. And just always, like, be able to figure it out.
Yeah. If you could give a mother, because most of the women that are going to be listening to this are moms, obviously, if you could give a mother some advice on how to involve their daughters or their sons in their business that they're building, what would you tell them?
Just keep them, like, involved, like, even just talking about, like, what you're doing, like, especially with stuff at work, like your franchise stuff, like I have no clue what Micah and Jay look like, but I know them like, I feel like I know them.
Yeah.
But, like, even, like, being able to have conversations, like, especially, like, with your kids, like, daughter or son, like, be able to feel comfortable and being able to talk about anything. Like, even if that's, like, about mom's work life or about mom's outside of work life. Like, you guys know how to be able to have those conversations and be able to, like, connect in that way.
Yes. Very, very, very important. So if you're talking to moms again here and they're like, you know what, like, this has been so fun to listen to. Like, I want to have this kind of connection with my daughter. I want to be able to have conversations with her. Maybe she's 15 too, or their son is. What advice would you give those moms to build real, authentic, sweet relationships with their kids? Maybe if they're struggling with that a little bit.
I feel like in things that, like, I have seen, like, with my own friends and, like, different variety of people and their relationships with their mom, like, I feel like just be nice to each other. Like, it's like a two-way road that we always talk about. Like,
yeah.
if they're giving you respect, like, you give respect back.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to give me respect, like, why should I be respecting you at that kind of way? But not, like, to be, like, rude and be, like, disrespectful. But, like, I should not have to be able to be fully, like, oh, you need to be fully respectful to me if I'm not getting the respect back. So I feel like it's a boundary thing, too, because you need to put that in place and, like, know, like, okay, I know when this is crossing the line.
Sure.
But I know, like, we have a big variety of things we talk about.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like we don't really have a line, and I feel like eventually you get to that spot. But I feel like for, like, new moms or early stage of, like, kids, like, to create that in the lifestyle, like, while they're young, like, to be talkative, to create, like, certain uncomfortable conversations, because when you get older, like, more uncomfortable things happen.
Sure.
You need someone to talk to about that stuff.
I think our relationship grew so organically with that because, unfortunately, when you were very, very young, we went through a big family-altering change that required a lot of very honest conversations. And I think that oftentimes mothers will have, and I believe they're really doing it because they want to protect and shield their kids, but you need to have really honest conversations about what's going on in the life, you know, not keep it a secret, not pretend like, you know, that the kids are going to get hurt all the time or that there's going to, you know, you're avoiding any kind of confrontation or tough conversation with them. But as it's age appropriate, which we've definitely been from, you know, 5 to 15 now, we've been doing this. We just had those close one-to-ones where we can have conversations, where it's an open forum for you to be comfortable to ask me questions because you trust that I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah.
And especially, like, an example, like, with me and my brother's father not, like, being in the picture, like, he was very young. Like, he doesn't exactly, like, know fully what happened, but I feel like he's only 10.
He's 11. Yeah.
11. Like, he's still, like, eventually he will ask about it, but for now we just, like, wait. Like, you don't need, like, we'll be honest, like, he asks a question about it, like, we just be honest about it, but also he's 11 and he doesn't need to know everything that happened.
Sure. And that it's creating that open forum and the comfiness, if you will, to be able to ask those questions. But kids aren't dumb.
Yes.
They're not. And we also see that as an example sometimes too, where there's a lie that's told or maybe not the whole truth about where are you, what are you doing, what does this mean? You know, when somebody asks questions, I've always been really honest with my kids of like, this is what it means. You know, if it's something even uncomfortable for me to have to talk to them about, I'm going to be honest with them because I want to be that person that you come to and ask those questions to. Yeah. I don't want you going to the internet and being like, hey, you know, Google, what's this? You know, then you go down the whole rabbit hole of stuff. I mean, we've had conversations and my son, you know, Cash is like that too. He'll say stuff like, Mom, what does this mean? I'm like, dear God,
oh my gosh, how'd you hear that?
But those are real. I'm really thankful that we've created that environment where we can have that. We can talk about uncomfortable things that are happening to us right now, and it be met with, open arms, and it's non-judgmental, and it's like, how do we get through this, or how do we deal with this? And I think it's really important that, you continue to create that. If you've got littles at home, start now. If you've got older ones, just start opening up the dialogue and being able to do that. And oftentimes I think for mothers, it starts by you being vulnerable and telling your kids about something maybe you're not so super proud about, I have things in my history that I'm not exactly proud of, but there've been conversations that can be learning tools for your kids too. So don't pretend to be perfect. I watch so many in coaching sports. Parents live vicariously through these kids and expect them to be perfect, all while knowing, like, you're kind of an ass yourself. Like, why are you making these kids be perfect?
Which we see a lot from coaching.
Yeah, from coaching. Ayzli helps a lot with the coaching on the soccer team. And oftentimes we're like, dude, like the parents are just so mean to the kids because they want them to be perfect. Yeah. They're not perfect.
Like,
so why do you expect that? No, there is.
Which is very hard.
Did you just say that?
Very hard.
Ayzli is a perfectionist. And I've told her that since she was this tall. There's nothing that is perfect, honey. Like, do your best, turn it in. And that's always been a standard that we've had in our relationship. And I've tried to do that for you. I try to do my best for you. I know you guys try to do your best for me and do your best in school. And it's never an expectation of you have to have all A's because everybody learns differently. Everybody has different learning abilities and disabilities, and no one should be on just one grade scale, which I think has been really important to just teach you things about life. Because life is like that. Not everybody's going to be great at this. If everybody was great at everything, everybody'd be a millionaire. Everybody would be this. Everybody, like life just doesn't work that way. So stop expecting it to when they're teenagers, which is like the most vulnerable time for them to be able to say, they're growing and learning and making mistakes and figuring things out. And just to continue to know that that's just life. Yeah. It's always going to be like that.
Yep.
Any parting words that you'd like to give advice on, Ayzli, as a 15-year-old in today's world?
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Well, ladies, this has been such a fun conversation. Thank you, Ayzli. I hope you got something out of this, that even if you don't have a daughter, if you have a son, if you have nieces, nephews, you can even take some of the stuff that we've talked about here and apply it to things in your work life. I really hope that you got some value out of the show today and you got to know my amazing daughter just a little bit more. I have a feeling that she'll be back again in some way, shape, or form. Or if you come to one of our live events, you'll definitely meet her. And she's incredible. And I hope that you're able to show up 100% yourself for your family and for your kids, because they need to know the true, authentic you, what makes you happy and what makes you want to grow, and how they can become a part of that. I think it's just a lifelong relationship that can continue to grow and flourish if you're really open and honest with your kids. So thank you, Ayzli. And until next time, keep kicking ass, ladies. That's a wrap, ladies. Now go out there, own the hell out of your dreams, and keep kicking ass. Want to keep this fire going? Connect with us on social. All the links are in the show notes. And if you're ready for a sisterhood that levels up life and business, be sure to check out Badass Inner Circle. Stay bold, stay fierce, and be unapologetically you. I'll catch you on the next episode. Let's do this.